Hey, you! I'm your nutrition coach. My name is Jackie Poole. Welcome to Happiness is a Healthier Habit. Let's get today's episode started. Hello. Welcome to another episode here at Happiness is a Healthier Habit. I am doing a vibe check today based on our summer goals, based on how everything is going. Today's going to be super simple. It's going to be all about you. So if you have time to just kind of reflect, right? Because that's what the vibe checks are. They're a time at the end of the month where we reflect, where we did great, where we could possibly do a little bit more. And as a coach, that's what I see a lot of people need. They need that kind of guidance, right? Sometimes we are so scared without knowing, like we know what to do, we have the tools to do it. We just don't bring ourselves to do it. And if you stop and think, like, what is the number one thing that's holding you back of whatever it is that you're wanting to do, you probably already know what it is. And so we're going to do a intentional model that I like to do, and I've learned to do it because it's really helpful to really visualize, and writing things down will also help move forward and really understand what's going on mostly in your brain, right? Because like I said, a lot of people don't know what to do, and nutrition's not just about the food. It's a lot to do with our mindset and how our mindset drives our actions. So we're going to be talking about the intentional model, right? So that we're going to be doing a useful belief creation. So if you have a time to take out a journal, if you're driving, pause it for a little bit later where you can sit down and do this. Or if you're really wanting to do it and you'll think out loud, then this is going to be for you. But it's a real time to reflect on how our month's been, how everything is going, and we are reflecting. And so we're checking that vibe, that mindset that is going on in our head right now, so we can progress for next month, whether you're wanting to have more patience, whether you're wanting to lose weight, whether you're wanting to start a new project, whether you want to stop procrastinating to do things, whatever it is. This is anything and everything that can be under the umbrella. It will be worth to try to help you see where you need to maybe dive in a little bit more and really check those thoughts, right? So what a useful belief creation is, it's basically we have these thoughts, right? And I've said this before, our beliefs, our thoughts of we can or we can't will drive us to get results. So if you expect yourself, if you already believe that you're not going to get any results, that you're not going to get anything done, that you're not going to lose weight, that you can't stop procrastinating, that you can't do it, it's because you expect, right? You expect those results because you're believing those results. Even though, you said, I'm going to do it, that thought in the back of your head is telling you and expecting you not to get that done. And so there's going to be no action taken, right? So we're going to be talking about those circumstances. So on the journal that you have in front of you, just put a little C and write circumstance, right? And that is going to be the beginning of the useful belief creation. And so what is the circumstance right now? What is it that you're trying to do? What is it that you're trying to achieve to help you get there? And so we are going to write that down, and then underneath it, you're going to write down the thought, right? So because I am a nutrition coach, because I, help with weight loss, we're just going to stick to that for now. Since I've had a couple clients struggle with this lately. So our circumstance is to, stay consistent, right? Because they do good for a little bit and then we don't. And so consistency is our circumstance. We want to be consistent with our, let's say, our workouts, right? Say you fell off, you have a hard time getting your movement in, and so your circumstance is that you want to exercise more. Now, the thought that you have with that is, let me just pause that real quick. Forgot to mute my phone. Okay, so back to this. Okay, so circumstances, you want to, be more active. And that thought is, what do I need to do, right? I'm going to go to the gym. I need to walk more. Those thoughts that, what is it that you need to do? So think about it. Right now we're talking about movement and exercise. What thought comes when you say you need more exercise, right? Well, I need exercise to lose weight. I need exercise so I can build muscle. I need exercise. Or is it, I have to exercise because, I have to, right? So we want to change that thought. And so whatever side you're swinging to, there's going to be a feeling that's attached to it, right? So if you're thinking of exercise and movement as I'm going to get it done, so I can feel better, feel more energized, lose the weight, you're going to feel excited, motivated. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel, just all these good thoughts, right? When you think about it that way. Now, when you think about it as if you're saying you have to do something, right? When we have to do something, it's just kind of like that feeling of punishment, maybe a feeling of neediness, kind of. I'm a person that's always enjoyed working out when I started. And I'm trying to think of a time where I was kind of like pushed into it. And honestly, when I started, I just didn't feel like it. I had this thought that I'm never going to lose weight, right? So I'm going back to that old me almost 10 years ago. I can't believe that's 10 years ago. But we're thinking, right? That thought. I was hopeless. I didn't think it was for me. I was thinking it wasn't going to work. I felt sad. So just take a moment and see what thoughts come up for you. So I know it can be very challenging to get things done around the house, but I have a very simple solution. Feeling overwhelmed with kids being at home can lead you to think that you might have to push your weight loss journey or weight loss goals because it's not the right time, right? I have time, I'll do it later when they start back to school. But then we have back to school, we're getting them to school, we're buying all these things, and then we have all of these holidays coming up, and then we let ourselves just keep pushing it back to later. So the time to work on yourself is now. The kids are looking up to you, and I can guarantee you a sustainable process for making it simple with a step-by-step program to lose weight and keep the results with my habitual sunrise map coaching program. Again, Life can be a little bit overwhelming, but having accountability to finally see results, feel energized, feel confident in your own skin, in your own body, feel good where you're at right now, and feel so happy on the progress that you're going to be making to finally losing weight. So schedule a discovery call today. The link will be below. Now back to the show. Okay, so we did our circumstance. We have our thought that we might be having, and then we have those feelings that come with those thoughts, right? And so our actions that come with those thoughts, if you're somebody that was motivated, that was excited to start working out, you're planning it out, you're feeling really brave, you're feeling happy that you're making those choices, you're going to find that inner motivation at the time, right? You're going to find ways to work out. You're going to try to get your walk in. You're going to sign up for a membership. You're going to find a partner to work out with. You're going to go buy the things you need to work out at home. You are going to start taking action. Now, if you are on the other side of, hopelessness and not wanting to and afraid to start and not believing in yourself, then those feelings are going to really drive those actions, right? If you're scared, if you're hopeless, if you're unmotivated, scared, all of those things, then the actions that are going to drive from that you're not going to take action. You're going to be that person that says, well, I'll start on Monday, or I didn't have time to do it. You know what? I got busy. So those types of actions, as far as kind of avoiding trying to move of any sort of kind, is what those thoughts and feelings will drive. And ultimately, the action is nothing. You end up doing nothing because you're sort of kind of paralyzed, right? You've paralyzed your thoughts have paralyzed your brain to make you not take action. So you find all of these excuses, per se, or obstacles, right? All of these obstacles that start coming up your way, you will find obstacles. So you have that drive to tell you, it's not for me, not right now, I can't do it. And the result is going to be on that side of the coin. You're not going to see results. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to find more proof to yourself that, you know what, that's why I shouldn't have started. And this can be with anything, right? Today, we're just, as an example, is exercising. And so, how do you get unstuck from those thoughts and beliefs, right? So we're going to switch over to a couple of other acronyms and words that are going to help us move forward from that negative space that we are in our brains, because we are just trying to keep ourselves safe. So if we fail for some reason, our brain, our mind does not want us to go through that failure. So in a sense, it's kind of protecting you, right? But for us to grow, to evolve, to be better, to be healthier, we have to push past those boundaries and past those fears so we can get somewhere. And so one way to help you get to where you want to be is doing these thought downloads, right? Like, why do I feel this way? What is going on? Just pick that one thing that you started with this in the beginning of the episode. What is that one thing that's holding you back? Right? And we're going to download it. We're going to write it down. We're going to poke holes on that. Like, how true is that? Are those just beliefs that we've created in our mind? Or are they actual facts that are happening? So a way to do this is we're going to ask ourselves some questions. The first question is going to be, what results do I want? What is it that you're trying to achieve? The example was to be more consistent with your workouts. So you go through SMART goals. You're specific, they're measurable, they're realistic, they're achievable, and you can give yourself a timeline, right? Like in a week, I'm just going to go to the gym once a week. That's my goal, right? It's realistic. You can make it 1 week. Or I'm going to go on a walk after lunch at work for 3 days. That's realistic. If it works for you, think about that. What results do you want? And attach that to your SMART goals. And then what to do to create it, right? Or what do you stop doing to create it? Or what do you add to start creating that? And that's where we start questioning those thoughts, those excuses, those obstacles. Like, are they really there, or are you putting them there? And so the next question you're going to be asking yourself is, what is driving you? What feeling is making you feel like you need to do that? This can be, I'm doing it for my son. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it so I can fit in that dress. I'm doing it because I have a wedding coming up. I'm doing it because I want to prove to myself that I can do it. I think whatever it is, it doesn't have to be necessarily for yourself in the beginning. Even though it's going to benefit you so much, like you can do it for somebody else, and that's okay. And the last question that I would want you to ask yourself is, what thoughts help me feel this? Right? Because like I said before, our thoughts in our head, in our mind, are really going to drive our actions. And the actions, the more we do something, the more we prove to ourselves that it's possible, the more we want to change our behavior, because we start feeling better. We start seeing results. So we want to stay consistent. We want to stay. And at that point, you won't even need motivation. The discipline will be there because your natural instincts, your habits have created that discipline that a lot of people want, that a lot of people need, without having that discipline or that motivation there, right? And so the acronym for this is RAFT. So we did our useful belief creation, which is thinking about our circumstance, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and our results. And then we're going to question that by doing the RAFT acronym, which is, what results do I want? What do I do or stop doing to create those results? What feelings drive me? And what thoughts help me feel this? So you're going to do that. And this is something that I do on a coaching call occasionally here and there, when we have those stories, when we're telling ourselves these stories, these beliefs that, we might think they're true. But sometimes you need somebody to question that at times. And that's what I'm doing for you today, doing this vibe check and just really poking at those stories that we might be telling ourselves, because we're so in it that sometimes we can't put ourselves out of it or overhead and see kind of like the overview of what's really going on. So I hope today was helpful. I will write these questions on the show notes as well, so you have them, and the useful belief creation acronym as well, so you have this for the future. So you can do it on your own when you are not sure of what's going on, right? You can do this yourself. Late at night, write it down. I have coaching calls on Mondays, and they do these all the time for business owners. And it's really helpful because it gets you out of your head. Like what's really true and what's really going on. And so take this for whatever you're trying to achieve for July. Maybe you had a mid-year goal and you didn't achieve it. That's okay. Let's figure out how we can though, right? So I leave you with that. And I hope your July is amazing. I hope this summer is going so well for you. I know mine, it totally is. On a different note, I'm going to end it with this. Because as a mom, I haven't had my kids for like almost a week now. And I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to get all these things done. I'm going to feel so energized. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to just wake up and not have to worry about waking up anybody. And it's going to be great. Monday and Tuesday were great. But after Tuesday, I have never felt so lonely. And, I have things to do. I have, clients and discovery calls, and, I have to go take out my Rosie, and I have little things here and there to do, but I never thought I was going to miss them so much. And like that mom guilt kind of came in. Like I was so excited, and I was like, for a couple of days, I was like, oh my God, imagine if I didn't have kids, I could do this, I could do that. And then my husband's not with me either, so it's just by myself. And I am finding myself right now missing them so much. The house is so quiet. I am not used to this like emptiness. And I was like, I am not here for this. And like 2 days went in and I like miss them so much, and I can't wait for them to come home. So I'm just kind of ranting right now, but that's how I feel. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And realizing that it's not, that they've been part of my life so much. They're with me all the time. I just didn't realize how much I was going to miss them. I hope I'm not the only one that feels like that. If you do, let me know, because I was so excited. But not anymore. I just can't wait for them to come home. Anyways, thank you for hearing me out. I hope this was useful. If you have questions about it, let me know. Shoot me an email at hyhy@jackiepools.com. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.